And what is up, people? That what is up? I don't even know why I say that. Um, Shoot, I had a bunch of stuff. Well, not really a bunch of stuff that I was going to talk about, but I totally forgot. No, I just finished watching my girlfriend's mini update video, and that just reminded me that I'm supposed to do my own update videos, even though she did hers like almost a week ago. I never checked my email. I'm sorry. Um, it's just too much spam, really. And normally I would check it if it went to my phone, but for some reason my phone doesn't want to receive my emails anymore. I don't know, I'll probably look into that later, but it's like, why bother? But yeah, so update video. I just realized today's Sunday, so I should probably be doing that. I have a calculus final in like 2 hours, so by the time that this video is uploaded, uh, I would have already taken the final, um, or be about to take the final. But yeah, wish me luck on that. Well, it's gonna be a bit late to wish me luck, but still. But yeah, as for this week, because Wednesday will be my final actual exam. Like, I'm pretty much done with classes. Like, there are no classes right now. But I have my chemistry exam on Wednesday, and then that's around noonish, I think. I honestly don't remember. I need to look into that. Yeah, the fact that I have a final on a Sunday is just like, why? I don't. There are reasons why I hate my professor, but it seems like most people are doing math today for some weird reason. Like my roommate, he's currently out gone doing his exam. Um, but yeah, so this week, I'll probably record a bunch of videos and I'll probably upload a lot actually, but I won't make it all public because I'm going home for Christmas break. I don't know what day I'm going home, if I'm going to leave immediately after I finish the can't talk straight. If I'm leaving immediately after I finish chemistry. Oh, my downloads are high-speed internet for the win. I downloaded, like, I didn't look, but pretty much about, like, 15 gigs within 10 minutes. Not even. Um, like, yeah, I got real fast internet here at college, which is why I plan on uploading most of my videos um, over or before I leave, because if I wait until I'm at home, it's going to take all day to upload a single video. Not to mention, doing that, it'll destroy pretty much all the bandwidth, and nobody will be able to do anything with the internet for the entire day. I've done it once before. It's quite bad. Like, my sister would be watching Netflix, and then she's like, Eddie, the internet's not working. I'm like, yes, it is. It's just me somewhat messing with it. Sorry. Um, Not really messing with it, just hogging it. But yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know how many videos I plan on recording. I know I still have another Castaway that I've been procrastinating on releasing. At least I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. I just keep forgetting to release it. I'm not going to release it today because this video is going out today and I need something to release in the future. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Christmas video with my girlfriend. That might be interesting. Or maybe I'll just show up in one of her update videos. That'd be even more interesting. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Um, and as I'm saying this, she has no idea what I'm planning. Let's see, what else has been going on? So yeah, I have my final coming up. Um, and then I just ordered Christmas slash birthday presents for a few friends. They're gonna love them. Um, well, it's not just me that ordered the gifts. It's like a gift collaboration with my girlfriend. Um, because we're a couple, we can give couple gifts, sort of cheap like that, but you know. Um, but yeah, let's see. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Christmas break. I haven't decided when if I'm leaving before the or as soon as I finish the chem exam, or if I'm gonna stick around for a few days. It depends on work, and I haven't talked to my boss about it yet. Um, because housing, like I had to talk to them, and there's some debate whether or not they're charging us to stay. Because in the contract, it says like if you stay past what's gonna be the next Friday, that you have to pay $50 a day that you stay. But I talked to the lady in charge of housing. She's like, whether if you come back or leave or do whatever, it's none of our business. So I don't know how that works because it's like we get to leave our stuff in the room. Like I don't have to take most of my stuff back with me, even though I'm pretty much taking my computer, which is the bulk of my stuff. Um, I'm pretty sure I'll just leave the guitars here. Like I really don't want that much to carry. Like I'll probably do like I did over Thanksgiving break, just my computer, clothes, and what else did I bring with me? My roller skates, but yeah, like that sort of thing. Um, got distracted for a second. It's cold in this room. It's like 80 degrees outside. Okay, maybe not 80 degrees, so it's hot outside, but it's like I still can't get over the fact that my roommates like to have the dorm kept at like 70 something. Just it's cold. Um, and not to mention like my desk, it's right like where the air conditioner blows, and it probably would help if I was wearing socks, but I'm not. Uh, oh, looking at my desk, the school they're giving out a final survival kit. So it's like I took a picture of it and sent it to one of my friends, and my girlfriend eventually saw it because they go to the same school. Um, but yeah, it had a bunch of things. But no, my biggest complaint with it was that there's a pencil like on the list. It says, or it has a list of the things included and why it's included. So it says pencil to remind you to stay sharp. And then my roommate, he asked me this morning. He's like, "Hey, they gave us a pencil, right?" It's like, "Did they include a sharpener? Because it's not a sharpened pencil." And I was like, "Nope. So much for reminding you to stay sharp." And he's like, "How am I supposed to use this for finals if I can't sharpen it?" So yeah, should have thought that one through. Um, but yeah, it's like random things. It's like rubber band to remain flexible, but there were multiple rubber bands in my thing, and it says paper clips to hold it all together, but only one paper clip. So, oh, and it's another thing was reinforcement to reinforce the information you learned. And that one I struggled to find until I found out that it was a tiny little hole reinforcer for like notebook paper, but it's only like one little sticker. Last I checked, notebook papers had three, and like thinking about all the notes that I've taken all semester, this is not very much reinforcement. So apparently they're trying to tell me that I didn't learn much at all. I don't really know. Um, but yeah, there was a granola bar in there. Like that was good because I just came back from work when I found it on my desk because apparently they were like going door to door. So my roommates are like, "Oh yeah, he's not here. We'll just put it on his desk." Um, but yeah, that was good because I didn't stop to get food after work because the cafeteria here is closed. So my normal option is like Subway or go for fast food. But that's expensive. Like I've been noticing lately, it's like, yeah, I'm making okay money, but I'm making pretty much like like I'm not actually saving much because I buy fast food and then I buy gas, and I still have to buy new pants for work. Like I haven't done that yet, um, because it's winter. It's technically winter now, so we're supposed to change the uniforms from shorts to long pants. Um, but yeah, so I haven't gotten the pants yet, and then it's just like, oh well then. Um, so yeah, it's like I'm not actually saving much of the money that I'm earning. Though now it's like, yeah, I have quite a bit more than I normally would. Though I do need to save it because I'm not going to be working over Christmas. So, but yeah, so back to the main point. I haven't decided if I'm how long I'm going to stay after I'm done with the final, because if they don't need me to work right away, then I'm probably just gonna go home and be like, okay, I'm not seeing you guys until Christmas Eve, or not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, because I told my boss, it's like, hey, I don't want to work on Christmas, even though they pay double for holidays, but but because my family they would kill me, um, but I can see about coming back for Christmas Eve, or I keep saying Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, because it's not so bad. And it's probably going to be a lot busier, and I'm probably going to regret it, but hey, getting paid double isn't that bad. Because I'm making $9 an hour normally now, so $18 an hour, that's something. And it's going to be like a 6 hour, 7. It's, well, normally I only work until like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be New Year's. So that's pretty much going to be until like 3 in the morning. That's going to be a long shift. That's going to be a lot of money. Um, like I said, I'm probably going to regret it. Going to need a lot of water. Um, Probably a snack or two. But yeah, so, but like even if housing doesn't charge me to stay, I'm probably going to leave early anyway, just because I don't know how the cafeteria is going to, if the cafeteria is going to remain open or how that's going to work. Because I'm pretty sure that my meal plan technically expires at some point, because the semester is over. So if my meal plan's done, it's like, will I actually have to start paying for food over the winter break? And if I do, that's going to be awfully expensive. It's like feeding yourself 3 times a day. What, at, and the cafeteria pretty much charges like a buffet. It's like it's a lot more expensive if you don't have a student card, but I have one. So even if my meal plan is expired, I still get a discount. But that's expensive. Like a single day of food is all like for 3 meals a day. That's even 2 meals a day. That's almost my entire pay for a day worth of work. So I'd be making next to nothing to be staying here and probably spending more in food than what I would make. Um, Even though the past 2 nights that I've been working, I've been making quite a bit of money for considerably hardly any work, because now I'm actually running my own booth, which is quite interesting. Like again, I do valet, if you forgot. Um, but yeah, no. So my boss was just like, hey, I need you to be at this place, but you're gonna be by yourself, so you're running a booth and you're parking your cars and things. So I'm managing the keys and all that. Um, but yeah, so the first night I only parked 13 cars, and then the second night I only parked 17. But I still get paid the full $9 an hour that I normally do. Um, so it's like the first night was very easy. It's like one car would come, and then it would be like 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes before another car shows up. Um, and then like the first hour is just sitting there doing nothing. The only thing is that I just have to set the booth up and all that stuff and make sure that I lock everything up at the end of the night. But yeah, so the first night was easy. The second night, it's like there were a few, like there's like twice that like 3 cars came in at once, and I was just like rushing. Like the second time was worse because I had a line of cars waiting that I had to hurry and just rush and shove into the lot and fix them later. But I also had 2 girls that they wanted their car for me to pick it up. So it's like I had to. So I would have normally just gone to pick up their car and leave the cars in the line there, because I already had the keys and stuff. Um, but there was a car in an adjacent lot that was blocked, so I had to move all those cars out of the way first, then rush and go get the keys. Needless to say, I wasn't tipped by those people, um, which doesn't really matter because they sort of gave me their keys. I parked the car. They came back 5 minutes later, like we changed our mind. It's too busy here. We're not going to eat here. Um, so I had to just give them their car. So I don't. It was okay for them not to tip me because they weren't staying. It's like really that would have just I don't know. But yeah. So it's like 17 cars the second day, but it's technically only 16. But no, the manager for that place though. Like okay, so I don't know who scares me more, like the guy who actually owns the company I work for, because he came 2 days ago just because there was an issue that he wanted to clarify with me, and I was just like, yes sir, no sir, how are you doing sir, I think I'm on his good side, so I'm not too worried about him, but it's like every time that he shows up, I'm just like, oh god, don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up. Um, but then, because like, yeah, just, yeah. And then, so the lady who actually owns the restaurant though, like oh my god. So I didn't see her on the first day. I met the other manager for the restaurant. Like, he's a cool guy. He was just like, hey, how are you? I've never seen you here before. It's like, hey, my name's this, and I'm like, hey, like, we got along well. He's just like, oh, how are things here? It's like, do you like it? And I'm just like, yeah, it's not bad. It's a lot better than just downtown, like where I normally work, where I park like 30 cars a night and pretty much have no breaks whatsoever. Um, like here, it's like I have a stool that I can sit on. It's like the little things I get excited over. Um, but yeah, so the lady though, she came out and she's like, I guess nobody's told you how it works over here. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I've only been here. Yesterday was my first time here. This is, other than what I already know about running the booth, nobody's told me anything special about this place. And she's like, okay, well, she pointed out one of the lots, and she was like, that's also your lots. So you better put the do not enter signs there because that's a reserved area. Or else people are going to self-park and take all your spots. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not too worried about that. And she's like, oh, you should be because we have 90 people coming tonight. I'm like, okay, why did... And she's like, I don't know who your boss is, but she does know. She's just being stupid. She's like, I don't know who your boss is, but I guess they didn't tell you that also you gotta park the cars as close to the road as possible so it looks better for the restaurant. I'm like, so you want me... Well, of course I didn't tell her this, but I was like, so you want me to do more work to make your restaurant look better when, like, nobody showed up yesterday? Like I said, 13 cars yesterday, and when I told the other people that I normally work with about that, they're like, that's a big deal, because like the week before I worked there, like on the Friday nights, the guy who was there before me, he only parked 4 cars, and then the day after it was like 8. So the fact that I parked 13 cars was sort of a big deal. But yeah, she's like, we got 90 cars, so you're gonna need every single spot you can have. Um, and she's like, oh, and you gotta have your umbrella open. And I'm like, the umbrella, because people drive past you if they don't see you. It's like, I don't stand behind the umbrella, and the umbrella, when it's closed, it's like a stick. Because there's an umbrella on top of the booth. It's like a stick. I don't get, like, I may, like, I'm not saying that I'm fat, but I'm not that tiny either. Like, I'm pretty like, people drive past me, it's because they don't want to pay for a complimentary valet. Like, they want to self-park. And a lot of people that just drive past me, they're not even going for that restaurant. They're either going for the hotel or the restaurant that's next door. But no, so she was telling me about the one lot that she was like, you better put the signs up and the cones and things. And the only reason why I had not originally done that was because the day before, when the signs and cones were up, the owner of the hotel and the actual lot came, and he was just like, hey, that other restaurants that you're not supposed to valet for, they have a lot more people than your restaurant. They need, like, you need to let them park in there. I was like, okay, fine, I'll move the signs. So that's why I didn't put the signs up, because I was like, okay, 13 cars was probably the busiest that they're ever gonna get. So the lady, so she comes and complains about it to me today, and so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll put the signs up. And it's like, literally, she leaves, I put the signs up. 5 minutes after I put the signs up, the owner, like, a car pulls in, self-parks in that lot. So I'm just like, hey, you can't park there. And he's like, oh, you don't remember me. I'm the owner of the place. And I'm like, oh, that's you. I'm sorry, sir. How are you? That's fine. And he was like, no, if people come, you have to let them park there. So I was like, okay, but I'm leaving the signs up, but I'll let people know as they come in. If there's no spaces, they can park there. So, second day, I only parked 17 cars, technically 16, because the one car just left right away. So that only takes up about half of the one, like, not even half of one of the 3 spaces where I am supposed to park cars in. She told me 90 people. Like, I was expecting that I might have to actually call my boss and be like, hey, this lady's expecting 90 people. I don't know if she told you that, but if she's expecting 90 people, I need somebody here with me to run and park cars. Because, like, my boss is like, for a busy events and whatnot, he he generally assigns like the number of people based on the number, or the number of people to work based on like how many people a place is expecting. So if they're expecting 90 people, it's like that's going to be, like 30 to 40, probably closer to 40 cars, somewhere in that range. So that's worth having two people for, because like for every one person you'd park like 20 to 30 cars. Um, but she was like, that we have 90 people just for an event. Like we have, but they're going to have people for the restaurant as well, because like the second floor of the restaurant was like a ballroom type thing. She's like, yeah, there's a company event going on. So, or yeah, so she's like, we're going to have 90 people just for that. You need all the spaces you can get. So yeah, 90 people. Not, no. I parked 17 cars. Most of those were like couples of two. And most of the other people like that came for the events, they self-parked in the lot where for the other restaurant. So it's like they were taking up spaces from the other restaurant. So it's like, yeah, when people came in, I was like, oh, are you here for this restaurant or the other one? Oh, you're here for the other one? I'm sorry, I can't valet your car, but you're allowed to park in this lot. Um, like, I don't have a problem. So, meanwhile, I'm filling up half of the reserved lot. The other lot that is supposed to be reserved by letting cars park in, that one got full. So, yeah. Um, and then at the end of the night, it's like the actual hotel owner. He comes and he's just like, oh, so how busy of a night did you have? I was like, I I told you when I first saw you. She told me 90 people. I parked 17 cars. Um, like I don't get what her problem is. But yeah, like I let them park in the lot like you asked me to, and I don't have. And then I told him, I was being honest with him. I was like, I don't have a problem with letting people park in the lot, or letting them self park. Um, it's just I don't want to be the one getting yelled at, or possibly because the lady, she's the type of person that will call the boss over every little thing. Like if the umbrella isn't open, she'll be like, "Hey, you have an idiot running the booth." She'll call the boss for things like that. She like she is so aggravating. Like my friend, he warned me about her, and I was just like, she can't be that bad. No, no, she is. She's like, yeah, she complains over having the umbrella shut. Um, I'm just like, really? I'm not even sitting behind the umbrella. I'm standing to the side of the booth. It's like if cars are driving past me, they're driving past me for a reason. Um, so it's like, oh god, she's so frustrating. And then it's like the fact that I had to park cars as close to the road as possible compared to right next to my booth. It's like I had to run. It's like it wasn't too much running, but it's like, hey, I have a line of cars that coming in all at once, and you're making me drive further and making them wait longer. It's like, do you really think that's a good thing for your restaurants? Um, but yeah, and so yeah, even the hotel manager, he's just like, yeah, and he was just like, yeah, you have to let people park in this slot because 90 people is probably the most they're ever gonna have, and you didn't even fill up the one lot. The fact that they need two is ridiculous, and I sort of agree. Like, not to mention the people that go to the restaurant that I work for, they are terrible tippers. Like, I don't make enough, or they don't tip enough to actually pay me in full for the entire night of working. So, like, I have to write on the finance sheet, like, oh, hey, you owe me this amount of money from because there wasn't enough in tips to pay me my salary. So my boss still owes me like $20 that I need to go get. So if he doesn't have me working this week, it's like I'll probably just have to stop by one of the places downtown and be like, hey, got boss owes me $20, like at least before I leave, because I don't want to wait until I come back from vacation and be like, hey, remember that $20 you owe me? And then they'll be like, what are you talking about? Um, wow, I really rambled on. That's my only complaint about work so far, and that was a good day because it's like ma- only having to park 17 cars and having a relaxed day like that. It's like, that's not bad. I liked it. It was quite. It was a lot. It was very nice. It was a very, especially because it was the weekend. I could have easily been working downtown, and just like been just like, no. But it's like, yeah, the fact that I got to leave at 11 compared to at 1 in the morning, just because the restaurant closed, and like that was always the biggest thing. It's like people were just like, the restaurant is closed. Why are you still here? Like I had to wait like 15 minutes after the restaurant closed to give this one couple their keys back. Well, not to give them the keys back, but to be like, oh, you're the one that owns that car? Okay, let me go get it for you. Thank you for making me wait. Um, and I'm pretty sure that I didn't pay, like on the finance sheet, even though I signed out past 11, I didn't actually write down that I was paying myself for that because I think I'm only supposed to stay there till 11. Because like yeah, the hotel manager, the nice one, or not the hotel manager, the restaurant manager, the nice one, he came out. He's like, "What? You're still here?" He's like, "Here, just give me the key. Um, don't worry about it. You can go home because I already put away all the cones and everything. All that was left was the I just had to do the last details on the finance sheet." Um, he's like, "Yeah, just go on home." I was like, "Okay, thank you." As he takes the keys and goes away, it's like the people that own the car came out. I'm just like, "Hey, you remember that key you just took? It's like they're here. Let me get that back." He's like, "Okay." So, like, he's a nice guy. I like him. But the lady, yeah, I don't like. Uh, yeah, she doesn't scare me because she can't technically fire me, but she could like if she calls the company too often, it's like they get aggravated. And it's just like in all reality, you know, um, what like as a parking service, it's like yeah, we should have those lots reserved, but I didn't use up all the space and the actual hotel. So it's like yeah, like the restaurant they pay the parking service to be there because it's complimentary. So they're the ones paying the parking service. If it was complimentary only and like we just had to deal with the restaurant and nobody was getting paid, it's like we wouldn't be there anymore because we don't make enough in tips to actually um, pay the people running the booths. Which is why there's only ever one person working there. You don't have multiple people. You can't afford to pay that many people for a place that doesn't make that much money. So it's like they're paying this for us to be there part like as a valet service. Um, but yeah, so it's like, but yeah, so it's like yeah, I get that those lots are your lots, but when the actual hotel manager comes out and says, "Hey, you're not using that lot. Let people park there." He's the one who owns the lots. I like as the valet service, we don't actually own lots. We can't like and then as the restaurant, they technically don't own the lots either. So, it's like yeah, she might yell at me, but and my boss might get mad at me, but eventually I would hope that my boss would agree with me that hey, yeah, um that's you made the right call in letting people park there. And in the end, it's like it did sort of look good for the restaurant. Like I don't know, like it was just like I don't even know anymore. I'm rambling for no random reason anymore. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. Well, it's been 30 minutes. I'll probably just going to actually do a survival, uh, continue the survival series, just for this one update. Um, I don't. Yeah, just for this one update though, because Like, it's been 30 minutes. And yeah. So, enough of me ranting. Hope you all enjoy your vacations because you probably won't hear from me until after the fact. Um, but yeah, so oh, also I think at the time of putting this out I'm like up to like 75 videos that I've posted to YouTube so far. So I don't know what I'm going to do for the 100th video. I haven't decided on that yet. Um, Maybe just something random. I don't know. The channel's name is randomly random. um, but yeah, so before I continue to ramble, just want to let you guys know. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about something. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time that I randomly decide. I don't know. I might make an update video over the vacation. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm rambling. Talk to you all later.